Do you have a punchable face? Like, didn't you say
I
somebody like punched you at the bar too?
I've been punched a couple times at a bar. That's like
Recorded live from Studio 12A in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. You're listening to the Josh and Friends Podcast.
thank you for tuning in to the Josh and Friends Podcast. I am your host. My name is Josh. And this week, the show welcomes back Mr. Andy Matlock. And we'll be discussing a number of different topics, including a list of the best cameos by athletes in movies. Another state joins the country's ongoing porn site ban. A new study finds that young adults are dumber than ever. And my brother and I recreate a childhood photo from over 40 years ago. So stick around for these stories and more, and help me welcome back to the program. He is the one and only Mr. Andy Matlock. Oh, hey, Andy, are you there? Andy. Welcome to the show, Andy. Was that an important phone call for you to make?
Yeah, I was just talking to 1985.
What did they say?
They said buy stock in Amazon.
And
Microsoft.
Oh gosh. Well, it's the new year.
Oh yeah.
What do you think of what do you think of 2025 so far? Like fires and destruction and
Fairly normal.
yeah. Just a different year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool one. It's like a, 25. It's kind of a cool,
Right?
we made it.
It's like 1985.
We're in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the year last year in 2024 ended with us doing a recreation of a photo
Oh yeah.
from, was it 40 years ago?
40 years.
40
That's
years
crazy.
ago. And we kind of did that for Mom. A lot of that was for Mom because like everyone. So let's describe this picture for people that are just listening. So this photo is a picture of you and I. I mean, we're really young.
Yeah.
And we're holding up these Transformers that we got
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Yeah. Like we both got the same exact one.
Yeah.
Like,
Because if we didn't, there'd be like some sort of fight. You know,
Yeah.
it'd probably be like,
yeah.
what the hell?
Oh, you got the cooler one?
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, a lot of the time we just got the same kind of gift or whatever.
Yeah.
But-
And Mom said Uncle Tom got those for us.
oh, is that right?
Yeah. He was in town and she said they weren't cheap.
Oh, really?
And like, she's like, I wouldn't have bought you guys something like that.
Oh, that's funny.
And so, yeah, I guess it was Uncle Tom that got those for us.
Uncle Tom. Yeah. Uncle Tom, he was actually fairly decent at getting gifts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
He'd always get us like cool stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. So the picture it's basically you standing, just chilling in briefs,
Yep.
in like yellow briefs
like my underwear with a robe on.
with a robe, like, and you're just like standing there like you.
And a cigar. No, I'm not.
Yeah. You might as well have had
I
a
know.
cigar. You look like you're just like, all right, let's get this over with. I need to play with this Transformer. Can we get this over with? And I'm just kind of like giving like a half-assed grin with my soccer shirt on, And you have a Cookie Monster shirt on?
Oh, yeah.
Cookie Monster. Yeah.
That's
So
pretty awesome.
it is awesome. But what's funny is I would always laugh my ass off at that picture. And like, Mom, I found that picture, I don't know how many years ago. And I was like, oh my God, what is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, yeah. So like, and I was like, how come this is not like framed? This should be like framed somewhere. And it's just funny because like I posted that on Facebook and everyone's like, oh my God, Andy's a straight up stud, dude. Like you're just like the coolest part of that picture. And when I was like, okay, we need to recreate this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh shit, it's time. It's like, it has to be 40 years now.
So
it has to be time.
It's either now or in 10 years, and that's going to get even weirder.
Right? So I'm like, well, if I want Andy to participate, I got to just order everything and just get it all taken care of. And then
I'll eventually come around, but yeah.
Yeah. And what's funny is like we posted it, and what did it's always like the chicks too. They're like,
oh, I thought you were, where's the briefs? Like, where's the,
yeah, what's with the boxers? And I'm like, all right, listen, for people that don't know, Andy didn't want to do this in the first place. I kind of had to, talk him into it, grease the wheels a little bit,
Yeah. I mean,
So that was a compromise.
maybe some people want to see me in tiny yellow briefs, but I thought it was probably better for the picture just to be like, I'm still wearing short yellow shorts,
and people are like,
boxers.
Your hair looks different, Joe. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, my hair looks different. Yeah.
We can't totally recreate it.
Yeah, and Andy has a beard.
We got close. Like, give us a break.
So that was fun. And it was really fun about it. We didn't even tell Mom.
Oh yeah? She didn't even know?
She didn't know that I was talking about doing it earlier in the year.
Talked about it,
but then she was like, oh my gosh. She's like, I cannot believe that you guys did that. This like made my day. Like this is like the greatest thing ever. So
that's awesome.
So I was happy about that. What are you drinking over here? What is this?
I'm not drinking anything yet, but I got a little Wow Wheat.
Wow Wheat.
Four Peaks. Little
nice
local thing down here.
Have you tried that before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Good shit.
Is that an IPA or what kind of beer is that?
It's more like a Hefeweizen.
Oh,
it's like
okay.
A wheat
beer, wheat beer. I got you. Okay.
Wheat.
Gotcha. So what else is going on? We watched Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Oh yeah.
The last week
that
or
was
something like that.
That was very random. It was just like on TV or something.
Yeah, and you know what? My review of that movie stands. It's not good.
No,
it's not good. The first movie, legendary.
Yeah, it was just more of the same. Like they're
like
just
worse.
Yeah, but it was like more of the same, like the same lines, like the same, alrighty then, and just like all his taglines were just like it was just the same instead of like I don't know.
A lot of these sequels don't work because they waited too long to make the sequel. Right? That came out the next year.
Yeah.
So like they're basically, hey, look, he's hot.
They were smart.
Yeah.
They were on it.
Yeah.
But they didn't have something good enough.
Well, so that movie, it made twice as much money at the box office, raking in $212 million versus $107 million. But here's the thing.
It makes sense.
It does make sense because
it's like albums.
Exactly.
Right.
Anticipated albums that
like somebody was a huge band and then their next album comes out and everybody's like, what is this pile of shit after they actually buy it?
Yeah, because everybody waits and then they're like, okay, I don't care what it is. That first album was so good. I'm going to buy the second album no matter what. So like it would like peak or debut on the charts at number one.
Yeah.
And people were like, what the fuck is this?
So what did he do? He did Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Ace Ventura, The Mask, and then Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. And then he did When Nature Calls.
Yes. So it's like,
all right. They were like, everything he does is gold. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
So yeah, that movie is funny because that had twice as many bad reviews with a critic review of 21% on Rotten Tomatoes versus 47 of the first movie.
Yeah.
Which again,
there was a handful of parts that were really funny, but other than
when he was coming out of the rhino or whatever,
the rhino,
yeah.
and then I always thought, when he got stabbed, he got shot with the arrow in one leg,
yeah.
and then he's like and then they shoot him in the other leg, and then he's like
yeah.
That was funny.
Well, you have Jim Carrey. It's not the whole movie's not going to be bad because he's just a funny dude.
Yeah,
but
it was just and a couple funny parts isn't going to make a whole movie good.
And it didn't have Dan Marino.
Yeah.
So there you go. There you go. I think that's
there's so much more. The first one was just so ridiculous and had all the different characters and it was just better.
Well, speaking of old videos, Andy.
Yeah.
Speaking of old videos, there's a guy in the UK who is the owner of the country's oldest surviving DVD rental store.
Oh wow!
And he claims that business is booming.
One thing that has affected our business, obviously, is the number of streaming services. And whilst that was a problem initially, the situation's evolving now where there's such a big choice of different streaming services, all requiring subscriptions, where people saying, I've had enough of that.
Someone asked him to name off like his top 10 rented movies. And I was wondering if you can guess any of these. Because listen, I'll give you a hint. 6 of the 10 are from the 90s. So it's like, all right, so what are these? Is it just old people just coming in like renting like just... And like, by the way, who's renting DVDs?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
I mean...
Like, you can go to Goodwill, any DVD you can think of, pretty much, and it's like $1.
Yeah, it's probably cheaper than whatever you're going to rent it for.
Right. Exactly. I mean, how much product is this guy pushing through? Like,
yeah.
You don't have to. We're not going to play the whole game.
Big
but
Lebowski on there?
I don't need your fucking sympathy, man. I need my fucking Johnson.
Big Lebowski is not on here. Remember?
I just figured it was a bit bigger in rentals than it was. You know.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, these 90s, these are all big movies.
Big 90s.
These are all big movies. Think of like the worldwide.
Titanic.
Titanic is number 7. 1997.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is the number 1 rented movie.
Wow.
1994. Yeah. I'll tell you though, Andy, one of these is like really strange. So the second most rated or the most rented video he has on this list, First Blood. Isn't that interesting?
That's awesome.
It's over, Johnny. It's over. Nothing is over.
It's really strange.
Yeah. It's
really I love the movie. I love it.
Yeah, but it's
such a strange movie for like a European like UK like rental. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's a weird second movie.
So they have Avatar number 3,
Sure.
Dirty Dancing. They have Shawshank Redemption number 5, Schindler's List at number 6, number 8, Saving Ryan's Privates. No, just joking. Saving Private Ryan, and then they have Pulp Fiction at number 9, and then rounding out the top 10 is Frozen from 2013. The only movie in the 2010s.
Let it go, let it go.
So anyway, another genre of video that might be making a comeback. Porn.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
all these states are not.
Adult videos could be making a comeback because Pornhub and YouPorn are now banned.
Starting today, the world's most popular porn website, Pornhub, is blocking users in Florida. They're blaming a new state law that requires stricter age verification for adult content.
The company Pornhub announcing that it made the decision to ban access in Florida because of the state law requiring people to upload their driver's license or even use their face for age verification.
Giving your ID card every time you want to visit an adult platform is not the most effective solution for protecting our users.
I think they're concerned about them getting hacked, and then all that private information getting shared is a real concern.
Like many, Phil James stresses that parents should take safety precautions to prevent kids from accessing porn on their phones or tablets.
I wonder if that's why Playboy's coming back out on print.
I never thought about that.
I didn't either.
That makes sense.
Just now, because I just saw that like yesterday. I was like, huh.
Yeah, so
that
like
makes sense.
1/3 of the United States has now banned online free porn to the citizens.
Well, they're making you.
Yeah. So yeah. What I was gonna say,
they didn't necessarily ban it, but the like
this is so
Pornhub
ridiculous.
and all them are like saying no because we don't want them to have to verify with their credit card or their ID.
Well,
or whatever.
so it's not banned if you scan in your state issued ID.
Yeah, and that's what everybody wants to do before.
Yeah, right.
Logging onto a porn site.
Because then oh my God, you know this is going to be leaked. You know it's going to be leaked.
Oh yeah.
You're just like, Andy was on Pornhub. He scanned this information,
and then this is all the sites that he went to.
So Andy likes girl on girl. And I mean, what is this, babysitter porn? Like, so awesome. So yeah, I think it's funny how the country is getting more and more like, I don't know, it's getting restrictive, like with free speech.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So
yeah.
I don't know, which is weird because the country's getting less and less religious, but with porn, I don't know. And I'll give you a guess. Who's banning the porn? What states do you think are banning the porn?
Probably a bunch of states in the South.
Yeah, it's all the South. But it's also you have the I think you have Idaho and Utah. Florida was the last state, the last recent state. But it's funny because you have these states that people are flocking to. You might want to think about that. Like, I mean, if you're really into porn, if like porn like revolves around like your being and you like rely on that, you might want to think about, moving to Texas and Florida, which a lot of people are moving to.
Yeah.
So, hey, just want to say, I mean, look at this list. Look at this list. It's crazy.
It's a lot of states.
That's a lot of states. It's a third of the country.
Yeah.
A third of the country. So
that's wild.
We'll see if that keeps getting worse or better. Yeah. I don't know. It's always funny because Stern is always talking about in great detail, like the porn that he watched. He's like, so I watched this porno the other night. This chick comes in and he's like, so yeah, have you ever kissed a girl before? He's like, no. He's like, well, all you got to do is this. And then he's like, I didn't even last. I didn't even last to the nenext part. He's like, there's like 20 minutes left. I didn't last. So yeah. So sticking with the movie genre, Andy, Marshawn Lynch. He's in that new movie with what's his name? Kiwi Kwan.
Oh yeah, the guy that was from in
Indiana Jones and
Goonies.
Yeah,
and then more recently that
everything
all at once. something like that.
Yeah. So I only bring that up because I noticed that Fox Sports came out with a list of their 10 best all-time athlete movie cameos.
Gotcha.
So, can you name any of those?
Dan Marino and Ace Ventura.
Boom! Number 2 on the list.
Really?
Number 2.
Crybaby, jock, wimp, musclehead.
Shut up!
Yeah, I mean, because he was a fairly big part in that,
Yeah, it was fantastic.
The lasers were in! They were in!
Kareem in Airplane.
Number 1.
Yes!
Number 1.
Listen, kid. I'm out there busting my buns every night.
Want to do the explosion?
Yes!
Number 1 is Kareem. I mean, that's fantastic. Does it count as a cameo in the Bruce Lee movie, or that's too big of a role, right? That's too big of a role. He's like
he's like a character.
Yeah,
in it, it's not necessarily. Yeah.
So that one's too big of a role. But
what are some other ones?
All right, so they have, and some of these I don't remember some of these, but most of them I do. Number 10, Derek Jeter in The Other Guys.
Derek Jeter? Yeah, it's me. You were set up that night you shot me, Terry. I told you.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know. It's probably like a New York guy that made this. Who's like, oh, Derek Jeter was in there. Yeah. How about this one? Number 9, Brett Favre.
Oh, yeah.
Something About Mary.
That's a solid one. That's a good one.
What the hell is Brett Favre doing here?
I'm in town to play the Dolphins, you dumbass.
Lance Armstrong in Dodgeball.
Good luck in the tournament. I'm really pulling for you against those jerks from Globo Gym.
Actually, I decided to quit.
Once I was thinking about quitting when I was diagnosed with brain, lung, and testicular cancer. But with the love and support of my friends and family, I got back on the bike, and I won the Tour de France 5 times in a row. So what are you dying from that's keeping you from the finals?
Dale Earnhardt Jr., Talladega Night.
Can I get your autograph? Yeah, sure. Who do I make this out to? That's for me. I think you're awesome, man. Just don't tell any other driver. Yeah, no, I'm not going to tell you.
Michael Irvin in The Longest Yard.
The only game we play with you is slap the point-shaving white boy till he cries like a baby back bitch.
Hines Ward in The Dark Knight Rises.
What?
See, out of those, that trilogy, that's the movie that I remember the least out of that because it just wasn't the best.
Yeah.
First 2 are fantastic.
Yeah.
The third one,
yeah. Wait. Is that the one with Heath Ledger as a Joker?
No, that's the third.
Oh,
that's the second one.
That's Bane.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, Bane.
Oh, Bane.
Exactly.
Such a weird character.
Yeah. How about this one, Eddie? Number 4, they have Lee Trevino.
Oh, yeah.
In Happy Gilmore.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
He's just like,
that's a good one.
Always nodding his head, shaking his head.
Sorry.
Mike Tyson in The Hangover.
Oh, yeah.
That's huge.
Oh, jeez.
And then we already had the second ones with Dale Marino and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I got the top 2.
Yeah. So good job. They have honorable mentions, but no need to really mention the honorable mentions. Yeah. All right. So this is funny. We always talk about this. You, me, Rich Foles, everybody else, But is this country getting dumber? I mean, legit dumber. Like, really stupid. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about just, skills, like as far as, mathematical skills and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure that goes along with it, but apparently young adults are not very capable of performing simple everyday tasks these days. I saw a recent study another study out of the UK. UK is doing some the real research on this
hard-hitting research.
And they surveyed 2,000 grown-ups, including Gen Z, as well as millennials of both sexes. And this is from the ages of 28 all the way past 60. So they did a full range of people, and they wanted to determine the self-sufficiency of each demographic. And what they found was, this is so ridiculous. I'm like, okay, it makes me kind of want to like test this out with people, right? But after I start reading this, you're going to be like, I can see this. I can see it. What they found was that nearly 25% of Gen Zers had no idea how to change a light bulb.
Come on.
So they were like, they pointed up to a ceiling lamp and they're like, hey, change that light bulb. And many stated that even climbing a ladder is too dangerous. 1 in 5 worried that the bulb might be too hot. And so,
I mean, that could be true.
Yeah,
if it's on,
I guess.
They're like, hey, I can't do that. It's too hot.
If it's on, fucking turn it off. So instead of risking their lives, that's what it says, risking their lives to complete the task, Gen Z would rather get others to do it.
Yeah.
Others to do it. Let's see. Hey, Andy, I need you to change this light bulb. So the study found that Gen Zers spend an average of over $1,500 a year hiring professionals to knock out basic household chores. So like, in contrast, Gen Zers would shell out approximately $470 for the extra help annually, while boomers would drop about $300 on supplementary support.
Yeah, you'd think that would actually start to go up when they get older.
Right. Now, in addition to not knowing how to change a light bulb, Gen Zers, the majority of Gen Zers aren't even comfortable in their abilities to clean a car. Less than half don't know how to add air to a tire. And even fewer know how to fit a wiper blade on their car.
That can be tricky.
It can be tricky except for fucking YouTube exists.
Or figure it out.
It's easier than ever.
Just look at it.
There is
look at it.
There is
and go, how did the old one come off?
You're thinking like an older person. Dumb it down. There is YouTube. You could literally put it right next to what you're doing and watch somebody else do it. You could watch them. Like, you don't even have to read how to do it now. Like, but 20 years ago, you could look it up on okay, let me Google this. Like, okay, it says directions, take this part. No. You could literally watch somebody do it right in front of you from every angle. Like, almost anything, right?
Yep.
21% couldn't recognize a wrench. 1 in 10 Gen Zers also admitted they would even call a professional to hang a picture on a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you like, yeah, this all makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just,
I mean, I do it every day. So.
Yeah.
People are just like, they're just, some people are more, just used to not doing stuff themselves like that. Like, they're just like, that's not what I go. I work in an office and I don't touch hammers. I don't touch, so there is, I get that in a point, but it is weird to me that there's the very simple thing.
You're also working with rich people and that's in their provided services.
And maybe there's a bunch of those in there too.
No, these are Gen Zers.
They could come from money, or they could have
I guess that's true.
Great jobs.
But is everybody rich? Is every Gen Zer rich?
I'm just saying.
Or like, a lot of them are living with mommy and daddy, and they're like, hey.
But then mommy and daddy would fucking change the light bulb.
It's just crazy. So what do you think of all this? Like, I mean, is this like a... I don't know.
I just think it's these kind of things are getting less and less like you don't need to
almost a quarter of
do it.
Almost a quarter of people don't know what a wrench is. A wrench? wrench.
This is a different society we're living in, where people are more on their computers than they are playing outside. Like, it's gonna fucking happen.
You know, it initially reminded me of the guy that we used to know. I'm not gonna really call him out for, but anyway, there was a guy that we know had a house that was just, it was kind of like the size of mine, and he paid a lady to Windex the windows, clean the windows, not anything else. It was just, I was like, hey, who's that lady? Oh, she was cleaning my windows, and I was like, oh,
must be nice.
Like, okay, you hired somebody to clean. All right, it's not like this giant mansion that you have all these ladders and all this no, it's just like
just a regular Rambler with some windows.
It's just a regular house.
Some windows you can reach without a ladder.
I'm like, all right, man, this guy has some money to just blow on extra shit. I guess.
Sounds awesome, man.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. I'd love to just sit poolside and have people clean my house.
Yeah. Oh God. So I don't know if we talked about this recently, but do you know what the most popular beer on tap is at just the bar in general all across the United States? So if you go in and you see, a line of beers on tap, which one are you most likely to see at a bar?
Coors Light.
Coors Light is not it.
Michelob Ultra is now the most popular beer on tap at American bars, ending several years of dominance from Bud Light. As part of a new wider trend, we're told, Bud Light sales are down 13% this year. Over the summer, Michelob Ultra passed Bud Light in terms of grocery and convenience store sales.
Isn't that really strange? Most of the people I know drink Coors Light as their kind of beer of choice.
Yeah.
Bud Light, it still hasn't really recovered from the kid.
Yeah,
Kid
that's
Rock
the only
thing.
reason I didn't say it, because you were saying who's the most selling on tap. I was like, they probably still took a hit. Even though they're probably selling fucking gazillions of cases of beer still.
It's one of those things where you walk into a bar and the waitress is like, hey, what do you want to drink? And it was Bud Light was such a thing where you're like, I'll take a Bud Light, Bud Light. It was it's kind of like can you hand me one of those Kleenex? And it was it's actually, tissue.
Yeah,
but it's like a Kleenex,
it's like rollerblades.
Right.
Inline skates.
Right. So, but check this out. Maybe I was thinking, or it could be a combination of things. Obviously the thing from a, year and a half ago or whatever it was, but it could be that, people are just getting healthier. Cause Michelob Ultra is a little bit healthier, a little bit healthier. So they said So Bud Light has 110 calories and is 6.6 carbs. Miller Lite has 96 calories. Trying to cut back on a little calories here.
Trying to cut back, just don't drink beer.
Actually, Busch Light has 95 calories. So it has one less calorie, right? I think it tastes better. Personally.
Yeah, it's essentially the same as Michelob Ultra. Just Michelob Ultra sounds cool.
What's funny is Budweiser, they made an official announcement. They're like, hey, listen, even though this stat came out that we got edged out by Michelob Ultra, we are still 30% in more bars than the next most popular beer.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they own the bars.
But I still think it's crazier that Michelob Ultra is right there with them.
That's crazy.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's that. Well, there you go. You know the answer. It's because of the Bud Light thing, and they would still be rocking.
Right. Well, speaking of people drinking beer, Andy. Speaking of people drinking beer. Right on cue. Boom. Look at this. Coors Light. Which is gonna
100 and wait, what is it? How many calories?
It is 102 calories.
102.
102 calories to 5 carbs, 4.2% alcohol.
Yep, that's all. That's what I'm getting here.
Yeah. I want you to take a test and see what it tastes like.
Does it taste like a Coors Light?
Oh, there you go. So, did you see that viral clip of the guy at the Eagles game that was yelling at that chick? And so basically, there's a playoff game. It was the Eagles and the Packers, and there's this couple. They went, in Packers gear to the game, And this dude behind him is just like fucking C-word.
This viral video from Philadelphia's Lincoln Financial Field Sunday captures the moment trash talk took a turn. The Eagles now banning that fan from the team stadium for life after he unleashed this vulgar tirade.
It wasn't about the game either. Like, he was making personal jabs at me.
Green Bay Packers fans Ali Keller and Alex Becerra posted this video on X, which now has some 30 million views. The couple speaking out to NBC Philadelphia. Alex said he started recording on a camera he brought to the stadium once tensions began escalating.
He just kept saying some of the same things, so I turned around, we ignored him, and it just continued throughout the entire game and got worse and worse.
They say personal insults followed.
There's all Eagles fans allowing this to happen, so I didn't want to turn around and yell at this guy and then have my fiance get jumped in the crowd.
Becerra is a content creator who runs a Packers-focused YouTube channel.
I've been to 20-plus stadiums, and it's normally like that. You know, Eagles is a little bit more harsh sometimes, but it's all in playful fun.
Consulting firm BCT Partners that specializes in equity and DEI services identifying the fan in the video as employee Ryan Caldwell and says that he's been let go from the firm. Caldwell now apologizing in a statement to NBC News, writing, "I said things that were unacceptable. In the heat of the moment, I chose unforgiving words to address one of the fans, Miss Ali Keller. I want to sincerely apologize to Miss Keller for those words." Adding, "The video clip circulating online does not reflect the full context of what transpired, and my actions were not without provocation." As for Packers fans Alex and Ali, who live just an hour from the stadium, this trip to the Eagles' home turf appears to be their last.
No, I don't think we'll go to Philly again.
Have you been to any outside of Seattle games, like besides the Cardinals?
Lambeau.
That's right.
Lambeau. But that was it. But that's it.
That's right. The nicest, sweetest fans. Like they just laugh at us for like wearing like stupid stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Eagles fans, they're notoriously known as the worst fans in the NFL. I mean, they're probably not the most violent, but they'll fucking yell at you the most.
Yeah.
I'm positive.
Yeah, we went in there with that cheese head, spray painted blue with bumper stickers that said Seahawks on it.
Yeah.
And most people were just laughing.
Oh, they loved it. They were taking pictures of us and stuff.
That was before the cheese graters and all the other shit.
Right.
Blue cheese.
Yep.
Blue cheese.
Because we had Holmgren and stuff. Yeah, it was great. It was great. But so I just think it was funny because like the couple, they knew what was going to happen. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen if you go into, especially an Eagles game. They're the biggest assholes in the NFL. It's the playoffs. You're going to get yelled at. You're going to get yelled at. Dude, I went to a game here about 10 years ago in Arizona. It was because every year the Cardinals play the Seahawks, and I get to go to a game every year here. Mm-hmm. At least one, because, you know,
they play
because they're here.
One there.
And it was like when both of the teams are like hella good, and some guy, you know, just drunk dude comes up and he like just punches me in the face. I always talk about this. He just punches me in the face. I'm like, is that all you got? And he like just runs off. But it's like, all right, like what am I going to do? Take on like all the Cardinals fans in the whole lawn? No, I'm not going to do that. But whatever. Like people they're drunk. They're amped up. It's going to be, you already are going in there. You're going to get yelled at because Eagles fans are assholes. You add alcohol, they're going to be even worse.
Real quick, how many times have you been punched without you doing anything to the person?
Well, I didn't do anything to that guy.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you have a punchable face? Like, didn't you say somebody like punched you at the bar too?
I've been punched a couple times at a bar. That's like this one guy, like he came up and what did he do? Oh, he was going through it was like, you know how the bars sometimes are like really crowded. Yeah. And he comes by and he just shoves me.
Checked, yeah.
And I was like, fuck you. And I push him back and
there he goes.
Yeah. So, cause he pushed me and he pushed some other girl and like she fell like into like almost like into the ground almost. So I pushed him. And then this guy turned around and he like, you know, he kind of like, it's always like, I always get it before he grazed like the side of my cheek. And then of course he gets kicked out because everyone's like, that guy's the asshole. He's a fucking asshole, you know? So Yeah. I'm more used to assholes. Like, if a guy is like, bullies are bullies. The bullies want a reaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, the girl's like, yeah, he just called me the C word. And then she's like looking at the camera and she's like, oh, he called me a C word. And then the guy's like, yeah, you effing C word. You know, he's like, go Eagles, you guys suck. You know, it's just the same old shit, you know? But it's like, I just always laugh at that. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you're not on the field playing.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, what?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Come on, man.
You're like, watch this. I'm going to throw a touchdown.
Take everything a little less seriously out there.
I don't know. I just think it's so funny. Like, people are shocked. Remember when we went to, oh my God, that was the craziest thing ever. When we, so they flexed that Seahawks, 49ers game.
Yeah.
That one time. Cause you and I were going to go tailgate and we're going to look for tickets. Right.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's just go down there. Let's go down and like go tailgate and everything. We were walking around and we're like, we were in shock of how drunk and angry fucking Seahawks fans were. I was like, oh man, this is like bad. Cause like, man, people used to just drink beer. They used to just drink beer at these like tailgates.
Mm-hmm.
And they are holding up handles of
just
fucking Fireball.
Yeah, massive
and they're
Fireball.
pouring it in people's like throats are like, open up. And I was like, oh my God.
2013, the Fireball was flowing.
Oh, it was, man. We stood there for a second. We were watching like some 49er, like a group of little 49er fans walk by. And they're like, oh, they're fucking. And I was like, oh my God. They were like, I was like actually scared for some of these 49er fans.
I know. I was like, are we going to see some people get like
shot,
like beat up in the streets?
Is somebody going to get curb stomped?
Yeah. It's like, come on,
dude, it was crazy. And you and I like walked off and we're like, cause we maybe had like a couple, we just got there. So we just had maybe a couple beers, but we were like,
weren't raging like them.
No, cause they're like, well, you're going to flex the game till like 4 hours later.
Like trying to catch up. Like,
yeah. You're going to flex the game. Well, we're going to tailgate for the same amount of time and just 4 hours longer with hard alcohol.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my God, dude, that was crazy. That was wild. That was one of the crazier things I've ever seen. Cause, man, I'm a Seahawks fan.
And then
but
they were like, the game had already started and they're like, we're trying to get tickets and they were like $500 a piece or something.
Yeah.
We're just
okay,
come on, man. Like,
we'll go to a bar.
We'll go to a bar, which we did.
It.
And yeah.
And spend $50 each on beer, whatever.
Yeah, beer and a delicious burger that we would have never got at the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Good times.
Speaking of alcohol, we touch on this on occasion. I saw that the wine industry is down 15% just since 2023.
For the first time in nearly 50 years, in 2023, the sales of spirits, aka hard liquor, topped the sales of wine in this country. In fact, wine sales dropped another 3% last year in the U.S. One big reason, according to the Silicon Valley Bank annual report, said to be the most comprehensive analysis of the wine industry, Gen Zers are either choosing not to drink, are going for the harder stuff, or have turned to Mary Jane, legal now in many states as their go-to way of getting a high. The report also found 58% of wine consumers are over the age of 65, and they seem to be choosing the mid to higher end wine over the cheaper bottles. Sales of wine $12 and up have still been high.
15%?
It was shooting up astronomically though, so maybe it's just a little correction.
Is that what it is?
I believe so, because wine has been getting so popular lately.
Yeah?
So
gosh,
it makes sense that it's kind of like everybody's like, all right, enough with the fucking wine. I'm getting a headache every night drinking so much wine. Like who knows if could be drinking habits, could be also like all the seltzers and stuff that invaded the market. So there's so many more things to drink now. So
well, with all the creators online bitching about how they can't find dates and all this shit, you'd think it'd be up 15%.
Yeah, it should be.
It should be, because like, do people not fucking? I mean, people should be at bars drinking more. If you can't find like a date, or if you are having trouble getting laid, like go to a bar, drink some wine, drink some beer,
make some bad decisions.
Yeah, dude. I mean, God, fuck.
Yeah, I mean that's how this place has gotten where it's gotten, you know. I mean, like,
yeah. What's the old Jerry Seinfeld quote? Like, he's like, well, how'd you explain all these people getting together then? Alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
God. So, yeah. I just like, it's funny. I saw this bartender just the other night. She was on, I don't know if it's TikToks or Reels or whatever. She's like, this is on a Thursday night. She's like, she's a bartender. She's like, this is a Thursday night. She did she showed the entire room. Not one human being in the entire bar. She's like, this is a Thursday night.
Yeah.
That is insanity.
Yeah.
Like a Thursday night. That's like that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the big drinking nights,
that's
right?
Friday Junior.
Yeah.
Friday Junior.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Guy at my work used to say that all the time.
Yeah.
It's Friday Junior, guys.
It is Friday Junior. Unbelievable. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I think sober talk, like all these, like, you know, people are just not drinking as much.
Yeah.
People aren't.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people are always going to drink.
Yeah.
But, you know, even like during Prohibition, people are drinking. They're like, we are going to find a way to get drunk.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Look, I will break the law. I will break the law. I will risk my life to get this alcohol in my system. I want poison in my body to affect how I act.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have it either way.
Wonder if legalization of weed has anything to do with it too.
That could be.
Could be a little
that
bit.
Could
of it
be.
Too. You know, there's just so many more options of other things to do, you know, besides, you know, wine or alcohol in general, or
yeah. Well, yeah, you could swipe right, swipe left. You could you could take all sorts of drugs. There's millions of different TV shows and movies that
podcasts
you just
just
amazing.
So much time to waste.
Just amazing. Well, one place, Andy, that people are having drinks, concerts.
Yeah.
You still drink and go to
Holy
concerts?
fuck, dude. That Green Day concert we went to?
Yeah.
$20.
$20
for a beer. $20.
$20 a beer.
That's the most I've ever paid for. I mean, granted, it's a 24-ounce can.
Yeah, but they were always like $16. Like, I'm like, okay, that's still expensive, but it's like, that's and then they were like, remember that event? They were like, man, that was crazy. Like, I was seeing it on the news. They were like, look at all the people that were flooding out of this place. I'm like, well, okay, first off, you had an all-day event. Usually in Phoenix, those are like outdoor festivals.
And it wasn't just an all-day event with like, you know, 30 bands playing. It was an all-day event with 6 bands playing. So it was like, this band plays, huge break. This band plays, huge break.
Yeah, so you're all right, what do I do? Like, I'm not going to sit in the grass.
So I'm going to go buy some, like a $9 pretzel and a $20 beer.
Yeah, weird, right?
And then how long is that going to sustain you? And then so then by the time Weezer actually got on, and then they were just kind of like playing lackluster.
Yeah, because like Weezer's not really it's not fucking Green Day.
It wasn't as exciting as I thought it was. I felt it was going to be.
Yeah,
and so like, I think everybody had the same feeling.
Dude, that was crazy.
Even though it was on a Friday night,
I know
people are still like.
Was it a Friday night or Saturday?
Yeah, it
was one of those.
Either way, yeah, it was a weekend night, and everybody was like, "Let's go to the fucking." I know a dive bar down the street.
It was crazy. It was so crazy that I was recording Weezer, and I literally said, you know, fuck the show. I'm going to record people walking out of this fucking. I've never seen that many people walk out of a concert that was that big of an act at like towards the beginning of their show, because people were just like, all right, we've spent like $300 already tonight. Like we can't stay here. Let's go to a bar that's maybe closer to our house, kind of like what we did.
Yeah.
Right. We checked out, I don't know, maybe like halfway through, maybe. And we were like, all right, like I could say that I saw Weezer, and it was good. It was, you know, it's okay. But again, like what you were kind of saying, not the most exciting band. They're just kind of sitting there playing, you know, and it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
I'm a Rivers Cuomo fan. I like River.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It just it wasn't enough to keep people there. That's for sure.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is there's this new invention. I don't know if you've heard of this. So if it was a band, who's your favorite band of all time? Is it Tool? Is Tool your favorite band? Like who's your favorite band of all time? If you were going to say, like, if you were going to go see a band and you did not want to miss a fucking song. Like you were like, all right, that's it. I'm going to hold in my piss. I have to see the remainder of this song or the next song. And if I do miss the next song, I'll be pissed. I will be pissed. What band would you say?
I honestly think it would be more like Korn or Slipknot more than Tool.
Okay.
I love Tool. I've seen Tool so many times.
Yeah.
But their music is different. Like it's I don't know, like as far as like
it's very technical.
That's a tough question though. Like
so there's this the reason I bring this up, there's this new product that is out. And it's called the Pit Diaper.
No.
Well, you already know what I'm going with this, huh?
Dude, no.
So Liquid Death, a beverage company, has collaborated with Depends. This is real. This is a real story. This is a real story. To produce the Pit Diaper.
The scariest place at a show isn't the mosh pit. It's the bathroom. Mile-long lines, slipping on pit, and toilets filled with puke. What's a music fan to do? Introducing the Pit Diaper from Liquid Death. Now you never have to leave the pit or worry about leaks ever again. Powered by Depend Guards, the Pit Diaper locks away recycled Liquid Death mountain water, flavored sparkling or iced tea, and helps neutralize odor instantly. The Pit Diaper offers trusted all-show protection. And with Pit Diaper's sleek design, no one will ever notice you're wearing it. It's the only diaper crafted from premium cruelty-free pleather. And it's also the only diaper endorsed by metal drummer Ben Kohler. Wow! So skip the dangers of a mid-show bathroom break and stay in the safe confines of the mosh pit. Get your limited edition Pit Diaper by Liquid Death and Depend today. Hurry, supplies are extremely limited. Now, thanks to the Pit Diaper, you can rock out with your in.
And it's already sold out, Andy. $75 a pop. $75 a pop.
That reminds me of like that astronaut lady that drove nonstop overnight and wore diapers so that she didn't have to stop. And then I think she killed her astronaut husband or it was some crazy story like that. I forget what the fuck it was. Or she killed the person that he was dating, or I don't remember what it was, but it's like, who's wearing diapers if you don't need to wear diapers?
Yeah. Never leave the safety of the mosh pit for a mid-show bathroom break ever again.
The safety of the mosh pit?
It combines a rock and roll aesthetic and features a metal key clip, spikes, a chain, and a belt with a gold embroidered skull on the front. So you're rolling in style with this sucker, right? And then the diaper comes with a pack of 52 Depends guards to help lock in the moisture, so it doesn't have you rushing off to the bathroom during a performance. So you can just sit there and just piss yourself.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I remember years ago, I mean, this has to be a good maybe 10 years ago, Richard Christie of the Howard Stern Show, he actually would wear diapers, like a Depends diapers to these shows. I think he's like, I was at the Coheed and Cambria concert and I didn't want to miss a single song. I just love them so much.
You couldn't miss one song and go to the bathroom.
No, I love every song they do. And it's the one band that has every song is awesome. And live, they're the best live band I've ever seen. I didn't want to miss any part of it.
What the fuck? Yeah, no.
So you wouldn't be into this?
No, there's no band that. You're
just sitting there in your own piss.
Gotta go. I can make out what's going out from the bathroom.
Yeah, and you could usually hear what's going on. Still
I need
in the
another beer anyway.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So you're a no. You're a no for this.
Can they make a beer belt for the mosh pit? I'm more into that.
So if I bought this for your birthday, you would not be into this. You'd be
directly to eBay.
No.
Directly to eBay.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, let me cross this off the list here. All right.
God, it's fucking cold in Studio 1A today. It's
Studio 12A?
Is it 12A?
Yeah.
Fuck. It's cold in Studio 12A.
You can't even think straight. You can't even think straight. Yeah. All right. So, last thing I wanted to bring up here.
All right.
Last thing I wanted to bring up.
Buster Poindexter and Hot, Hot, Hot.
Well, I thought that it would be appropriate to have those guys because they're drinking. They're having a good time, right? Well, he's ready to order a drink, right?
Yeah, he's ready to mix you up a mean cocktail.
Yeah, and then he just mixed one up for Buster Poindexter over here, right? So
that's awesome.
But anyway, so you're aware of Hayley Williams of Paramore, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you like Paramore?
Sure.
Okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
They're decent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, she has this grandfather. Her grandfather was a musician back in the 70s, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she always heard from the family that there was like recordings of him from back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
So this is really cool. I was like, man, this is super, super cool. So she had never heard there was these recordings and didn't even know they existed. And then they resurfaced. Someone in the family found them. They're like, hey, listen. So like, here's I don't know if it's a reel to reel or what, like an old tape. She took these recordings and he just released his latest, or he's releasing his latest album now.
Whoa.
Coming out in February.
So she's releasing it for him? Like,
yeah.
Kind of like, is he still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. He's like 70. I think, I don't know how old he's 78 now.
That's
so he's
awesome.
78 years old. I listened to the first single that was released. Dude, it's pretty good.
Really?
It sounds kind of like yacht rock.
Yeah.
But it's like well produced. And I was like, this is good. It's as good as anything,
well produced thanks to her.
Yeah, right. Well,
Probably,
no, I think,
right?
I think it's like, I don't know if it was, I mean, it sounds like it was recorded back then.
They must have done
Sweetened it up.
Yeah, they
could have. They could have
a little bit to it, but
I'm telling you, dude, it sounds like it's from the era. I don't know if these are all, the recordings on the album. I don't know if they're all from the same, like recording sessions.
Yeah.
They might be like, from different, years.
Just made an album.
Actually, I think it said his name's Rusty Williams and the album is called Grand Man. This is like grandfather, grandpa, Grandman. And it's a collection of his recordings from so here it is, from 1972 to 1985.
Gotcha.
And because of Hayley, it will now be available on Congrats Records just in time for Valentine's Day on
that's kind of cool.
February 14th. Yeah.
That's neat.
So, yeah, check out the new single.
Well, I know what I'm getting you for Valentine's Day.
From Rusty Williams. Granddad. That's awesome. Or Grandman, sorry, excuse me. But like the cover, it's just like an old picture of him just chilling right there. It's like, yeah, it's awesome. It's like totally from like the late 70s.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
man.
Yep. Total. It kind of reminded me of that. Do you know that it's obscure? It's like a 70s, maybe late 70s song called Angel Baby. If you heard it, you might know it. But anyway, it kind of reminds me of that song. So yeah, that was kind of like, I thought that was like a really cool thing that like she's putting together.
That's awesome.
And because of the the power that she has, she's making that dude's.
I thought you were gonna say that she found out that she wrote the same exact song as her father.
She wrote the same song as her father.
It's like some song that she wrote. She's like, wait a minute.
That'd be strange. That'd be kind of cool though.
It sounds the same.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be weird.
Kind of like that. Who's that one artist that they say that is like ripping off like all the older artists? What's her name? Lipa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard all those like different?
But she's just like she's reincarnated into.
It's
or are they just straight stealing them?
I'm guessing she doesn't write any of these songs.
They stick a song.
Yeah, they're like 14 writers are like, hey, look what we came up with. I'm like, that sounds like in excess.
They're like, I mean, we did Chat GPT this song.
Yeah,
so maybe it is in excess.
Yeah, I wonder if they check that now with Chat. Is Chat GPS like able to
GPT
or GPT?
Yeah,
GPS. This is kind of like
it's kind of like global positioning satellites.
Yeah. GPS. Remember that old story about that old couple? That GPS, they had that new GPS, that old Garmin, and it took them like on the side of this mountain, and then like their car broke down, and like I don't know if they died or what.
Dude, those those things didn't last very long, did they?
They did not, because smartphones came out right afterwards.
Right afterwards.
Yeah. I think I still have one. somewhere.
Oh, throw it away.
Oh, what? No.
Garbage.
What? No.
Actually, in 20 years, they'll be like, look at people used to navigate with this.
Exactly. I got rid of a couple of my iPods, and I was like, oh, dude, I had like a Generation 1.
The first one.
And I was like, the big thick one that was all like white.
Yeah,
and
tiny little screen. And
I gave it to somebody here, and I was like, oh, shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, they just sold it on eBay for $1,000.
Right. All right. Well, I think that's about it for now. So we talked about a lot today. We talked about movie cameos by athletes. We talked about states to avoid if you like porn. We talked about what else? We talked about adults who can't change light bulbs.
Fucking idiots.
And how no one's drinking these days except for you. Except for you. You're going strong.
You know what's funny is most light fixtures are going to LED. Yeah. And so most of them don't even have light bulbs anymore. So you have to change the whole goddamn light fixture, which is kind of bullshit. I mean, it's great if it lasts a long time. Yeah. But when it doesn't, then you're like, no, I have to change a fixture instead of a bulb.
Well, just to be clear, this said light bulbs, not light fixtures.
I know.
That's a lot harder to do.
Yeah, that's a lot harder. That fixture is coming down the road.
I would ask somebody to do a light fixture.
Fixtures are simple.
I'm just saying.
They actually are.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna show you.
All right. Well, first, let me end this. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No.
All right.
Oh wait.
Yes.
Double.
Oh, here
explosion.
we go.
One more. I said double.
Oh. And he loves that. He loves the explosion.
Who doesn't love the explosion? That's the only reason people are here.
That's true. I think Ethan said the same thing once. I think he said the same thing. All right. If you haven't subscribed yet and you want to hear more of this, go ahead and subscribe. If not, don't. I'll still be here. You can still find me. Anyway, for Andy Matlock, I'm Josh. And as always, thank you for being a friend.